Indian national 6 policemen killed in Kogi and Imo attacks. Flood destroys houses in Patiskum, Yobe State, affects Moanex's palace. Air mishap averted as Ibom. Air passengers evacuated in Lagos airport tarmac. And on the foreign scene, airstrikes and rocket attacks push Israel-Gaza into second day of fighting. Hello and welcome to News Update this hour on Trust Television. I am Ntem Ekbang with the details. Ajaokuta local government area of Kogi State has come under serious threat again as gunmen suspected to be bandits on Friday evening waylaid a vehicle conveying workers of West Africa Ceramic Company Ajaokuta, killing 6 of them and abducting 3 others. The workers include 2 Indian expatriates, 2 of their police escorts and 2 drivers of the company who were said to have been ambushed while closing from work. The Kogi State Police Command, through its spokesman, Willie Aya, who confirmed the incident in a statement, also said the Commissioner of Police, Edward Ebuka, has visited the scene for an on-the-spot assessment. He equally ordered the deployment of additional mobile force and counter-terrorism unit to the scene. And also reacting on the incident, the state government, through its Commissioner for Information, Kingsley Fowle, assured that government will collaborate with security agencies to secure lives and property, urging citizens not to entertain any fear. Now, despite restrictions on the use of motorcycles after 10 p.m. by the Katsina state government as part of curbing the worsening insecurity, bandits have intensified attacks in areas close to the city capital. Jamil Mabai reports on the recent attack in the Dansani area where 2 people were killed and 8 others abducted. The report.
With empty and deserted streets, Dansani community is grieving. This community is just a few minutes away from the Katsina city and 5 minutes drive from Babaraga Hospital. Consumed by inconsolable grief, Muhammad Tukur, the community village head, recounts how bandits killed his son. In the afternoon, when he was about to leave for Bakiawa at around 11 a.m. in the morning, I was in my room when I heard the gunshot. A teenage girl came in shouting, "They have taken our father." I came out and saw people crying. "They have shot him." I did not see them, but witnesses told me they were 2 in number. I felt really bad. Later, they returned him back to me. I told them to take him inside. Despite intensifying security operations and tightening security, bandits have remained defiant as they continue to launch one attack after another. On arrival at the community, returning women are looking pale and exhausted, while their husbands are grieving amidst hunger. Nobody slept here yesterday. We want to eat food, but because our women did not sleep in the village, we are hungry now. All of us here are hungry. The bandit attacked Dansani 3 times within a week. During the Wednesday attack, which is the latest, the attackers were brutal in the early morning raid. They came to his shop while trying to attend to a customer. On arrival, they collected his phone and shot in the air and later shot him.
ya zube a nan ƙasa.
The relative peace enjoyed by areas close to Katsina are no longer safe. Katsina itself, it's no longer safe.
A lokacin da ake yin abun nan yammacin nan, wallahi ne kaina
I used to camp displaced families in my house, but it has reached a point where I myself had to leave when bandits came to my house. If we, the locals, did not go to farm, we will not have food. You went to farm, they raid you. If you run out of luck, they kill you. The road leading to Dansani is surrounded by vast farming land. The farms are with no farmers, while discarded fertilizer dot the length and breadth of the area. Jamil Mabai, Trust TV News, Katsina.
Bandits have killed 3 people and abducted 23 others in 2 separate attacks in Taraba State. Reports say the first incident occurred along Garba-Chede-Mutumbi Road, where the truck driver was killed while 13 persons were abducted when bandits blocked the road at about 3:40 p.m. on Friday. The second incident, it was further gathered, occurred along Garba-Chede-Jalingo Road, where 2 persons were killed and 10 traders abducted by the bandits who blocked the road at about 4:20 p.m. that same Friday. Similarly, the bandits were said to have blocked the Bali Serti Road and abducted many travelers on Thursday. The latest attacks came a few days after the killing of 4 persons and abduction of many others at Jauro Manu Market along Mutumbiyu Wukari Road in Gusau local government area of the state. The Nigerian Defense Academy, the NDA, says it has modified the training curriculum of the academy to include other tactical exercises to tackle security challenges in the country. Director of Military Training of NDA, Brigadier General Manuel Emeka, disclosed this on Saturday at the final outdoor field training exercise of 104 cadets of the 69 regular course called Exercise Camp Highland in Jos East local government area of Plateau State. The report.
The Director of Military Training says the modification of the curriculum has become necessary in view of the current security challenges facing the country, adding that the moderation would go help tackle them. According to Brigadier General Emeka, although the training was intended to center on conventional warfare, focus was however shifted to asymmetric warfare due to the current security challenges in the country.
The cadets are here for the second phase of their final exercise before they are commissioned as officers into the Nigerian Army. Because of the contemporary security challenges we are having, the curriculum of cadets training has been modified. Before now, emphasis was on conventional warfare, but due to the security challenges we are having now, the curriculum was modified to take care of asymmetric warfare. This is their final exercise before they are commissioned, and the exercise, the name exercise Camp Highland, is in 4 phases. The first phase we rounded up in Makodi, which was the river crossing operation. And we are here in the second phase, which is the adventure training and leadership training.
Earlier, the commandant of the NDA, Major General Ibrahim Yusuf, while supervising the exercise, charged the cadet to deploy the training experiences in fighting terrorism in the country.
We have not finished the exercise. All you've just gone through is the assault phase, where you went through the obstacles. But this is not the result of the entire exercise Camp Highland. So I thought this should be very clear. But looking at you charging through the obstacles, I want to say that I'm highly impressed by your standard, and indeed by your standard of discipline throughout the adventure phase here in Shere Hills.
Major General Yusuf, however, advised the new intake to be diligent and obedient to their training and express satisfaction with the level of the performance of the cadet. From Jos, Ado Musa reporting for Trust TV.
Gunmen on Friday night attacked Agua Divisional Police Headquarters in a Oguta local government area of Imo State, killing 4 policemen. The gunmen also razed parts of the divisional property, including vehicles. Among the victims were 2 male officers and their 2 female colleagues. One of the slain officers was only 2 weeks old in the force. The gunmen on the same night also invaded the house of a resident identified only as Ejike, shot him and his wife before fleeing. Ejike died on the spot. The Imo State Police Command, while confirming the incident, blamed the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, for the attack. President Muhammadu Buhari on Saturday condemned the killing of non-indigenous and law enforcement officials by terrorists in the southeast. According to a statement signed by presidential spokesman Garba Shehu, the president vowed to undertake all possible action in conducting a speedy investigation to bring the perpetrators to justice. Shehu said the president's reaction came amid reports of the slaying of 6 Nigerian citizens and the brutal killing of a number of policemen at their duty posts. 4 police officials were killed in Imo on Saturday after gunmen attacked a police station. The president, in his statement, urged the community and religious leaders to speak more forcefully against the killings. Floods have destroyed several houses and affected the palace of the May Potiskum in Potiskum local government area of Yobe State, including the monarch, which has been affected also in the aftermath of the incident. He has appealed to the government to rescue his people from the perennial incident of flooding. Ibrahim Ismail has the report.
This is how the flood submerged Babut area in Potiskum metropolis after heavy rains that lasted for more than 5 hours. In the Babut area alone, more than 10 houses were destroyed by the flood. As a result, many have been rendered homeless. We ran for our lives. The buildings could have collapsed on us. We lost everything. Lasted for about 5 hours tonight. The water flooded into our houses. We tried to stop it, but we couldn't.
So we have a lot of problem at that night. We even face a lot of problem because there is many houses that have already been destroyed because of that raining that has occurred a day before yesterday night. So please, we need a help of government.
Mayor Angwa Ali Muhammad Shua said the recurrent incidents of floods in the area points to the fact that they have been neglected by the relevant authorities. No agency was here to address the problem. We even requested several times to no avail. The Mai Potiskum said he has made several appeals to the federal government to address the scourge of flooding in the city to no avail.
It causes a lot of damages to buildings, particularly those who have got laterite houses. We submitted elaborate estimate to the federal government requesting for an ecological agency to come to Potiskum to state in. As Potiskum is a metropolis, but it has no drainage. Unlike other places, drainage have been constructed, but here in Potiskum, we lack standard drainages that will minimize the water loss during the rainy season.
Potiskum is the largest commercial city in Yobe State and one of the notable business hubs in northeast Nigeria. Many believe that addressing the flood challenge will boost the economic potentials of the city. From Potiskum in Yobe State, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
The Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, has condemned the 5 million naira fine slammed on Trust Television and other media organizations by the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, for airing documentaries that exposed terrorists and their activities. The CDD, in a statement on Saturday by its director, Hidayat Hassan, described the imposition of the fine as obnoxious, oppressive, and suppressive, asking the Commission to withdraw it immediately. According to her, the fine is a reprehensible attempt to gag the media and infringes on citizens' right to freedom of speech and information. Hassan urged the federal government to avoid anything that will threaten the media landscape or infringe on the citizens' right to free speech and the right to know, especially as the country approaches the 2023 general elections. More condemnations have trailed the 5 million naira fine imposed on Trust Television by the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, for airing a documentary on banditry. The latest is from the Northern Broadcast Media Owners Association that expressed deep concern over the fine, which it described as punitive. In a statement by its acting chairman, Abdullahi Yelwa, the NBMOA called on the NBC to rescind the decision, saying the fine was not only arbitrary, but a gross violation of the press freedom and the rule of law. It noted that the documentary in question is globally adjudged to be balanced, fair, and ethical, even though the NBC deemed it to have glorified banditry and breached national security. The flag officer commanding Eastern Naval Command of the Nigerian Navy, Rear Admiral Ibrahim Dewu, says his men have intensified efforts in the fight against illegal oil bunkering and theft within their area of responsibility. Rear Admiral Dewu said this in Port Harcourt, Rivers State capital, during an on-the-spot assessment of the ongoing Operation Dakada Barawo. The report.
Rear Admiral Ibrahim Diwa, during the assessment of the ongoing Operation Dakata Barawo, which was launched in April, called on community leaders, youth, and other residents where illegal refining is ongoing to collaborate with security agencies to curb crude oil theft in the Niger Delta region. Rear Admiral Diwa, who led officers and men of the Nigerian Navy ship NNS Pathfinder for the assessment, said the operation is aimed at checking illegal oil refinery in the region.
An illegal refinery that was dismantled by the use of a swarm boogie about 5-6 weeks ago. But surprisingly, or it is disheartening to see that they have come back to the site and reconstructing these refineries. And on arrival, you can bear me witness, we saw over 40 of these individuals running away from the illegal refineries.
Rear Admiral Diwa said the use of SWAP boogie has boosted the command's output and led to more successes in the ongoing Operation Dakata Barawo.
The SWAP boogie has been a game changer for us. And sometimes these criminals set the refinery or the access route into the refinery, they set it on fire while we are inside the illegal refinery sites. So these are the dangerous things that are happening while carrying out these operations.
The commander of NNS Pathfinder, Komodo Suleiman Ibrahim, said the exercise has led to the arrest of over 70 suspected crude oil refiners in the state. He, however, assured residents that the exercise is going to be continuous to help put an end to economic sabotage.
A continuous operations, that's the thing, because they have this resilience in what they are doing, and then we can't get tired at all. So each time they get back there, we'll do our surveillance. Once we observe that they've returned to these already cleared locations, we would equally follow up and then still clear.
In the course of the assessment, the naval team visited illegal refineries in the Kibele Cotton Channel in the Gima local government area of the state.
You're watching the news update coming to you live on Trust TV. Coming up after the break. Why use of backpacks is trending. Do stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching the News Update live on Trust Television. A recap of our top stories. 2 Indian nationals, 6 policemen killed in Kogi and Imo attacks. And flood destroys houses in Patiskum, Yobe State, affects Monarch's palace. And moving on to other news. A public commentator, Maria Ibrahim, has urged women to be financially independent before venturing into politics. Ibrahim stated this when she appeared on Trust TV program Daily Politics. The public commentator stressed that women should go into politics with the mindset to serve and not to make money, as politics is not a money-making venture. She charged parents to empower their children with the right information to prepare them for the realities of life.
Our women need to be empowered. Before I went into politics, I had to make my own money. You don't go into politics to make money. You go into politics to serve.
That's right.
So if you don't have money, how can you operate? You go to the office there, you are expecting the chairman or somebody to bring you some extra code and give it wrong. Then you'll be disrespected.
If
you look at Nigeria of today and compare it with our own days, parents introduce and expose their children to money. When we were growing, money doesn't mean anything to us. What matters is to get your food on the table. You need soap, it's given to you. And that's
the basics, right?
The basics, but today it's not the same.
Now, a balanced diet that contains the required nutrients is essential for proper growth, optimal performance of the human brain, and maintenance of a good health. Now, in this report, Trust TV's Hamid Oyegbade observes that it has become difficult for Nigerians to achieve a balanced diet given the high cost of protein in the country, especially eggs. His report is presented from our studios.
A balanced diet contains an adequate proportion of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins that the body needs to function properly. Meat, fish, and eggs are the major sources of proteins in Nigeria. Nutritionists say an egg has all the nutrients that a human body needs. However, the cost of eggs in recent times has reduced the intake of eggs by Nigerians. Most people are aware of recommendations by nutritionists for individuals to eat 1 egg daily, but most people can no longer afford to buy eggs nowadays. In Osogbo, Osun State capital, 1 crate of egg is between 1,650 naira and 2,000 naira depending on the size. Residents of Osogbo said the high cost of eggs has prevented many from including it in their meals. Dupe Ayodele said with the high cost of eggs in recent times, egg intake has reduced drastically.
Normally, before now, you could get eggs for like 300-400 naira. But now, these days, you can barely get them at 100 naira per one. And it has really affected the intake because eggs are good for the body. And we can substitute it for meat in our meals.
Sunday Nwabwoku also said the high cost of eggs may escalate malnutrition in the country and appealed to the government to address it.
But because of the cost of egg, many parents cannot afford to give their children 1 egg per day. And we ask, what is the cost? Is it because of the cost of livestock materials? We appeal to the government that the government should be able to do something to bring down the cost of eggs so that these our children will be able to take at least 1 peg. It will be affordable for the parents.
A poultry farmer, Emmanuel Adeyemi, attributed the price increase to the high cost of feed and drugs for the birds.
And when the price of the feed are high, you need something to back it up, which are drugs. And considering the weather that we're having right now, whatever you are using at a point in time must be like they will tell you, some poultry farmers will tell you they're using 1 to 2, that is drugs. They will tell you the quantity of drugs they're using at a point in time.
Now, one trend that has become part of the daily lives of many Nigerians is the use of a backpack. Now, although not restricted to any gender, the piece has become common during any kind of outing for some people. In this report, Fatima Musa takes a look at this trend and what makes it unique. The report.
Originally, backpacks were designed for military purposes, but the first half of the 20th century witnessed rising popularity of the backpacks for recreational uses such as hiking, hunting, and camping. But now, packs have found their way into both primary and tertiary schools, as well as the universities. Many now use it as a fashion accessory, while some use it to convey heavy materials, tools, and gadgets to their place of work. But backpacks come in different sizes, colors, and prices. They were sold for as low as 2,000, 2,500, but they now go for as high as 6,500, 7,500, 17,000, and more. We asked some people why they use backpacks.
It helped me to carry some things which I don't supposed to use my hands, like my laptop and other things that I'm supposed to use.
Okay, the reason why I use my bag is because it helps me to easily convey my working tools and other belongings, and it makes me look smart and while going to work.
Yeah, I use it for both conveying of things and keeping my stores being secured.
Then we went into the market to sample the cost of backpacks and why they are priced that way.
Bag now. We are selling this bag before 4,000, 35, but now we sell this bag like 7,000.
And with that story, we have come to the end of News Update this hour. Do join us for more in the next hour. My name is Ntem Ekpang. Thanks for watching.